Welcome to the Fantasy Football Prophet podcast, hosted by Craig Phillips and Jeff Torrey. Visit us at fantasyfootballprophet.com. And now your hosts, Craig and Jeff.
Welcome everyone to the Fantasy Football Prophet podcast. I'm Craig Phillips, joined as always by Jeff Torrey. And today we have a little Week 6 instant reaction as the Sunday night game is still going on right now. We're getting down in the fourth quarter. Jeff, this is an interesting one for us, I would say.
Yeah, this is my nightmare. It's coming true already in the season. So I'm playing Craig in my main league, and I had a hefty lead. I thought it was wrapped up. And this is why I hate kickers right now, because his kicker has 17 points. And I have Watkins going, and he is officially up by what, 0.3? Oh my gosh. If I lose because of a frickin' kicker.
Yeah, I came into this I was on what, 16 or I don't even know what it was exactly. And thought there's no chance. Just Sammy Watkins versus Harrison Butker needed a bunch of points. And so far I'm up 0.3. So we got to see how this last 540 something here plays out. So yeah, if we seem distracted at times, maybe that's why. My eyes are glued to the TV as well. But we're going to talk about some of the other good games that went on today. The other good performances, some bad ones. At least right now, I guess New England has the ball, so they score. Maybe. But it's going to be interesting when Kansas City starts moving down the field, right?
I don't know how I'm going to pay attention to what I'm talking about.
We'll just knock out some good performances here quick. How about some of the ones at the top are no surprise. Todd Gurley, Melvin Gordon. I ranked them 1-2 this week. I think you did too. And yeah, they're 1-2 for the week. Surprise, surprise. For now, I mean, Kareem Hunt's still out there. He could do something. He's had a big game. 80 yards rushing, 105 receiving, and a touchdown receiving so far. He just loves playing at New England, it looks like.
That's killing it. Yeah, him and Michelle, both backs in this game have been absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, it's like a couple weeks ago, I think we kind of said Michelle's a top 10 back going forward throughout the year, and I think that's coming true. It's definitely happening. I don't see that changing. They're using him. They're running with him 21 times so far tonight. So he's easy, top 10 guy for us, I think, the rest of the year. And then James Conner, another good game from him. And now it remains to be seen, is this the last one, though? Because bye week, I think next week, Bell might be back week 8. What's the rumor? Nothing else has come of that since. So if it is the last one that he's the clear guy there, it was a pretty good run, especially these 2 weeks. You traded for him 2 weeks ago, and you got two massive games from him.
Yeah, 30 and 25 in standard. I am not going to I will be very happy with that no matter what.
Latavius Murray, I was kind of surprised at that. Just because Cook was out, I didn't even think it mattered because we'd seen Cook out a couple times and Murray has done nothing. Then he turns in 155 yards and a touchdown. Just did not expect that at all. And I don't really think it means much going forward as long as Cook is healthy. I mean, who knows what that Minnesota offense is going to do, except for Adam Thielen.
Yeah, man, is that guy consistent or what? How many games now? Is it the first 6 games he has over 100 yards? I think he was, one game away from tying the record all time?
Yeah, from Charlie Hennigan way back when. He had 7 straight. But Thielen just keeps getting done. Nothing for Diggs today, 3 for 33. And I'm going to be wrong on this. Thielen is better than Diggs. So.
Oh, that's pretty early for you to admit that. I thought you would hold out a couple more weeks.
I mean, at least fantasy-wise right now, Thielen's better. He's better. He just is. Cousins is throwing him the ball. He was the better play this year. Diggs is a great player, but you don't see Thielen doing a 3 for 33.
No, you do not. Speaking of, dude, how many games can Julio be relevant without scoring a touchdown? He's
great. He's amazing. He really is. He just can't score a touchdown. It's crazy.
10 receptions, 143 yards. Can't get in the end zone. It's unbelievable. We said it as kind of a joke almost, but, talking about just history of how he actually scored touchdowns, how he's usually lower than the primetime wide receivers. And it holds true. I don't quite understand it.
Yeah, he's great. He just doesn't score. It's the weirdest thing, and I don't know it's going to have to change, you would think, at some point, but maybe not. It just keeps happening. So it's just a weird thing. There's some other good game. I mean, Zeke had a good game like you expect. Alex Collins had a good game fantasy-wise this time around. Still only 19 carries for 54 yards, but he got the 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, well, that's a huge difference, though. I mean, finally they gave it to him, around the goal line compared to Buck Allen. And we said if that happens, he's going to be relevant, but we'll see if that continues or if that trend was just, flow of the game type stuff and they use Buck Allen again.
And then Peyton Barber, he's done nothing all year. And then he goes and I'm sitting him now. He's done for me, and he puts up 16.6 in standard. I guess it's just playing Atlanta. Atlanta's bad overall offensively, but Ronald Jones wasn't a part of the game at all, which I thought might happen coming out of the bye, starting to see him a little more, but no, didn't happen. Still Peyton Barber's team. I don't know if that means anything good. Doesn't really excite me, but I don't know. If you're, especially in these bye weeks, I guess Peyton Barber is a play. In bye weeks. I mean, the running back position isn't great. I mean, shoot, I guess you could play Frank Gore over him, who 101 yards on the ground today.
Yeah, you could. Hold on, is that Watkins? How many yards did he get?
3. We're tied.
Throw to Watkins, and he got
116 now.
Nightmare.
Yep, that looked closer to 4, but they gave him 3. I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and just look for the stat correction.
They're not even, they can't get a field goal. They're down 4. My only hope is no more, just less than 10 Watkins yards, and I get the extra point. All right. Oh man.
Stop.
All right.
So
this is rough.
Who else kind of surprised you this week?
Albert Wilson. How about that? 6 for 155 and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Okay. This guy is someone that we should really talk about now. He's had some good games, and when they really needed him, they went to him in this game. I was watching the second half of it, and this guy is incredibly quick, very fast, good in the open field. They don't have that many weapons there in Miami that they can count on. Would you think that this is a guy they're going to go out and get because you think they're going to start, game planning more for him?
I guess I need to see more from him to do anything with it, but...
So you're not ready to say, hey, this is a guy to grab?
Not quite. But he's interesting, I'll say that. If he has one more game like this, it might be too late to get him, I guess, but... He's had, 3 double-digit games in standard because of these 4 touchdowns on the year now in 6 games. It's pretty solid. And Devontae Parker's not coming around anytime soon, it looks like.
Yeah, no, the more I was watching it, the more I kept thinking, I think this is his coming out party. I think this is the game that everyone's going to try to get him because there's not really that many waivers. But I think he'll be up and down. I don't think he's going to be like a stud in, week out, but I definitely think that this is a guy I want to watch, and I think you have to get him now. But we can go over that in the waiver episode.
If this holds, I think that Watkins 3-yard catch could get you the win, Jeff, because you're actually at 116.04. I'm 116.02.
Oh, God.
Be the worst way to lose.
That would be
huge. The 3-yard catch might have done it.
That'd be brutal for you. I know that this is probably boring for our listeners, so I apologize. But I do have to say, this would be, Gronk, go down, buddy. Go down in bounds. But this is actually really huge because I am sitting 5-0. Craig has had some bad luck. And he is 2-3, which I fully expect to see him in the playoffs still. But if he loses to me right here, it is a long road home. And I'm really hoping that he decides to give up and just sell his team to set himself up for next year. Would you do that after this loss, or you need another one?
It depends on the division right now. Depends on my division mates who are ahead of me might be losing too. So very possible that I'm still only 1 game back of playoffs.
Very true. And with the best kicker in the league, why would you sell off?
This is rough. If I lose by 0.02 because of a 3-yard Sammy Watkins catch, man, whatever. All right. Some other good wide receivers. Tyrell Williams.
We should
3 big catches, 2 of them for touchdowns. So we had 3 for 118, only 4 targets though. Not going to read too much into this. His 3 catches is pretty much standard for him.
I think it's kind of funny because the top 3 performers as far as wide receivers go, Albert Wilson, Tyrell Williams.
Beasley's a little more interesting.
None of them interesting, but none of them that I truly trust or care about. The fact that they all put up over 20 points was pretty incredible.
Yeah, those aren't the guys you expect to see up there at all. But, I mean, Beasley's always been a guy who gets targets. He just hasn't done much else with it. Tyrell Williams is just what? So far this season, out of 6 games, he's caught three catches in 4 of the games and 2 in the other 2. So, yeah. I know some people are going to be picking him up, but I don't really know if there's much there yet. Maybe some big plays, but not going to continue forever. Tyler Boyd, though, 7 catches, 62 yards, but got 2 touchdowns this week.
Comes through again. I mean, he looks very,
continues
very
to
good
be a good option for people this year. I mean, we said Julio. Juju Smith-Schuster, 7 for 111. No touchdowns, but that's, pretty solid. Good to see him bounce back after 2 relatively, poor games for his standards the way he started the year. So now he has 4 100-yard games on the year. That's still ridiculously good. Really is.
Very good.
Antonio Brown did well because of that 1 touchdown. Other than that, though, if it wasn't for that big touchdown at the end there, it would have been another, kind of poor game, but he makes it work, and he has, 6 touchdowns on the year? So even if he's not getting the yards, touchdowns are there.
I kind of laugh because it felt like Antonio Brown was having this really down year. And then you look at it, I mean, he was ranked, 7th wide receiver. He did. He had 5 touchdowns before going into this game. He's that good that when he feels like he's having a down year, he's still in the top 10.
He's great. He's going to be, even though Smith-Schuster might have more yards on him than on the year, but it doesn't matter. Brown's great. Okay, Taylor.
They'll keep getting him involved more.
Taylor Gabriel here, 5 for 110. This follows up before the bye week. He had 7 for 104 and 2 touchdowns, and he continued. This funny thing is, this game actually probably had the least amount of targets he's had. He only had 5 targets. He just caught them all, but he continues to be involved. He is really interesting player. I was talking about picking him up, 2 weeks ago, and a lot of people, he's still only owned in 32% of leagues, but I think he's extremely involved in this Bears offense and is going to continue to be.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, I agree with you then, and I agree. Okay, and they kicked the field goal. I agree with you now. And the fact that his receptions don't dip. I mean, really, 4 was his lowest, 7 was his highest. But now he's actually, the last 2 games he's played, he's at over 100 yards. And the catches he is making are very, very good. I mean, he's not a tall wide receiver, but he's figuring out ways to, create distance between him and the defender, especially at the, for more of a jump ball. These aren't just wide open catches. So I think he's going to continue to do well. And Trubisky has outperformed my expectation of him. And I think if that continues, which won't always be the case, I think that Taylor Gabriel is a safe floor. And I think that we're starting to see that he could be have some really prime time games, especially the game before he had 2 touchdowns, 104 yards. This game, 110.
Then how about some quarterbacks? Just talk quick. Jameis looked really good for the most part. We knew he'd have a good game against Atlanta. We ranked him up there, and he delivered. So, pretty solid. Other than that, it was kind of, the top is just ugly. If you look at the scoring's good. It's just a weird list. Jameis, Dak's number 2, then Matt Ryan, but Trubisky, and then Brock Osweiler, 5th best quarterback on the week.
That is my favorite by far. Brock Osweiler was the GOAT of every game, and I don't use, that was the worst word to use because, no, not greatest of all time. But he was just the butt of every joke when he was playing for Houston, and he comes out and he actually gets the win and 32 fantasy points in standard, 380 yards against Chicago, whose defense is crazy good. It was really fun to watch.
Yeah. I don't know where it came from. That's one reason if I lose today, it's because of Bears defense should have dominated Brock Osweiler. Come on. Got me 2 points.
Oh, shit.
Oh, there we go. There we go, Jeff.
He's going to kick the extra point. I'm going to lose this thing.
If you're listening right now, what just happened was the Tyreek Hill 75-yard touchdown reception. And Bucker's about to hopefully make this extra point, please. Please. But, oh man, Jeff, this is something, huh?
This is pretty
So I guess we should put Tyreek Hill now at the top of the list for wide receivers. Talk about him quick. game's still going on, but now he's the number one on the week. He just passed Albert Wilson and all those guys. 7 for 142, 3 touchdowns so far.
Yeah, and this is what he's going to do. I mean, he's an incredibly talented player, but he will be up and down. Nothing that's going to kill you by any means. I mean, I think week 4 at Denver is a perfect example. He had 9 catches for 54 yards. And then, but he's bookending it right now with 2 to 3 touchdown games, over 100 yards. I mean, up and down, but man, when he hits, he is incredible.
And Jeff, it's actually given me a little bit of slight miracle hope for Monday night against you in the Dynasty League we're in as well. With Tyreek Hill right there.
It is not
I mean, that one's
way.
still, that's a bit of a stretch, but hey. Okay, it would have been better if, we'll talk about some of the bad performances. I had on my team, Deshaun Watson, just nothing today. Did nothing. He had, 7.3 points against Buffalo. Oh, freaking Buffalo. Yeah.
I can't figure him out.
Buffalo almost got the win. They did lose there, but I just don't know what Buffalo, you would think that he's going to be good against Buffalo, but I guess not. Buffalo's actually been pretty decent, especially these last 4 weeks now against quarterbacks. So it's definitely not a sure thing start against Buffalo. I mean, a quarterback, you're going to start him if it's one of your top guys, but it's not a gimme. That's for sure. Like it was. Now, Marcus Mariota, just terrible again. If you somehow had Marcus Mariota in your team, please don't anymore. Please don't. He's been
he's not
really bad. Jared Goff, how about that one, Jeff? The only reason we're even sitting here sweating out this game.
Yeah, I wish I would have put in Wentz. I thought that Goff was going to have a better performance. He had, Cooks and Kupp. They still got the win, but it was his first game that wasn't very good.
No, it wasn't, and it's fine. They win. Gurley does well. That's what it was. It was a Gurley game. I mean, so not gonna. But that shows how Goff isn't this, sure thing number one. Like he started trending that way. He's just not there yet. He's getting close, but not all the way there. Then I don't know. Tight end wise, no big time performances this week, except Ebron gets another touchdown.
Yeah, he got another touchdown. Hooper actually looked good.
Hooper's
again.
becoming a guy, a top 10 guy now.
Yeah, and I know it's Tampa Bay, so take it with a grain of salt. But another 9-catch game for a tight end, 2 in a row where you have 9 catches is, I mean, I don't know. That's pretty extraordinary. You don't think of anyone catching that many balls unless you're, Gronk or maybe, I don't even know, Ertz. I mean, those are really the two.
Well, it's nice to see like probably our 2 favorite tight ends, O.J. Howard, David Njoku, both get touchdowns. Howard coming back from an injury and gets right back into it, gets the touchdown right away.
Yeah, I love seeing that because I was kind of worried coming back from injury. Now he's going to have to play with Winston. I really liked what I saw there. I think he returns to a every week play. I mean, he's a top 10 guy in there. If you look at his stats, I mean, 5 points, 15, 7, obviously hurt by, and then 12. So he's definitely firmly in that always start category, I would say.
Well, and then Njoku, 12 targets today. And again, finally got the touchdown, so his numbers keep going up and up and up every week. I'm happy I stuck with him.
Yeah, trending up. I mean, really, as much as you possibly can. I think Baker came in and it was 5 receptions, 6, and now 7.
Well, because now if you look at everyone else around the list, I mean, the top list right now, it's Austin Hooper, Eric Ebron, O.J. Howard, Chris Herndon from the Jets, the rookie, Njoku, Nick O'Leary from Miami, then Vernon Davis. Then you get Zach Ertz, Trey Burton. It's an interesting list. Say that.
All over the place. A tight end is incredibly difficult to predict. I mean, it really does come down to who catches a touchdown, who doesn't. But how about Greg Olsen actually coming back from his fractured foot?
Feels like
looking okay. 4 catches for 48 yards. Obviously nothing to write home about, but it's really good to see him out there. And then it didn't look like he had any setbacks. So that could be huge for some teams.
Yeah, he came back a lot quicker than any of us thought. That's for sure. I didn't think he was going to be back anytime soon, but yeah, it's nice to see. Other than that, I don't have much else. I can't really concentrate right now.
No, me either. I'll be honest. I was going to say, the players weren't that crazy. I mean, but the games themselves, I was really surprised about. I mean, can we just talk about what in the world happened? How in the world did Dallas take it, to Jacksonville the way they did?
Okay, this is why you don't go crazy and buy a defense to start the year. People were spending money in an auction, drafting Jacksonville way too early. You don't know year to year if it's going to be the same thing, and Jacksonville's defense isn't the same thing this year. That's for sure. Looking at this, the 40 points to a relatively weak Dallas offense. That's crazy. I don't know what's going on with Jacksonville. I think part of it is Blake Bortles just is not a good quarterback, so he brings the rest of the team down. They need Fournette back.
Yeah, they really do. They have to lean on that run game.
Yeah, because that's something I did not expect to see at all. 40-7. That's just, I don't even know how you explain that. I mean, but I guess you look at,
especially with no passing game.
Yeah, that's the thing. You look at Jacksonville. You think they should be really good, but then you look at that offense. It's just there's nobody there right now, and Fournette's not there. It's just not great. So that's just what it is. It's not good. They need Fournette, but it sounds like it's not going to be for a few more weeks yet. I don't know if they can wait that long. It's ugly.
Yeah, it is. It's very, very ugly. I mean, on top of that, is there anything else that kind of surprised you about this week?
Not a lot. I mean, disappointed. Okay, Mike Evans not doing anything against Atlanta. That was a disappointment.
Yeah, that was surprising. I mean, everyone was catching the ball. I don't know if Winston was angry at him or what.
I thought, it's weird. I just thought for sure this would be the big game. And Mike Evans, he's been up and down. He's not, I want him to be up at this, the top level of the wide receivers. But right now it's like him and Beckham both have some poor weeks. They're not, I mean, no one, I guess, is there every time except Adam Thielen right now. I guess there's just not that guy every single week right now. Antonio Brown, because he hasn't even been that. For the most part, he has, but it's not as great as it used to be. So is New England just going to run out this clock, kick a field goal, and give me the win?
Yeah, that's why I'm so quiet. Gronk just caught a long pass. They're going to kick the frickin' field goal. I'm going to lose by 1 point. This is some horse.
The only disappointing part about this is I have New England minus 3.5 tonight. I wanted the touchdown. Dang it.
Oh, yeah. I don't even care. There's a silver lining. I do have KC, but I do not care.
Oh, that would have been
so beautiful.
This is something, Jeff.
Yeah. So if any of you guys out there listening have a rough beat, I wouldn't say bad beat. It's not like anything poor went, but if you have anything like that, you want to send in a story, have us read it. If it was pretty heart wrenching, I'll commiserate and I'll read it out for you.
Oh, I'm just a little nervous actually. I don't know. I'm waiting for a block field goal, missed. Oh man, a lot of things could happen here. Could just all be bad. But all right, I think that's going to do it for the week 6 review. A little bit different this time around. It's hard, man. That's why fantasy football is so great, though, right?
Yeah, it is a cruel miss.
Hey, I need this. I need to go 3-3, keep myself in this thing. So, yeah. Hopefully it all goes well here at the very end. I sure hope so, but that'll be it. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow when we go over waiver wires. Talk to you then.